Dit is 40 Up. Listen to the music.
The velvet blues, the corduroy moon, like Tina in a picture. Did you see her in the kitchen? Sliding up the staircase, someone with a scared face, bright blue sea. On and on, I can see her in the doorway. The to and fro, the rock show. Did you meet the big name dropper? Was there anyone who stopped and said hello? Sliding up the staircase, someone with a scared face, bright blue sea. On and on, I can see her in the doorway. Did you meet the big name dropper? Was there anyone who stopped and said hello?
Je luistert naar Zorg aan Zet bij 40 Up Radio. Met aan zet Jan Zorg.
Ja, welkom bij Zorg aan Zet. Met een bekende voor een van mijn gasten. Want hij schreef dit nummer, zong het en speelde het mee. Ik heb het over het nummer Corduroy Moon. En die gast die is Scot Sax. Hello Scott, welcome in the studio.
Thank you so much.
Please, tell me something more about this song.
Sure. Well, what a surprise to hear it all the way here. That song was written in 1998 as I was preparing for the official second album by me and my band Wanderlust for RCA. The album never got made, but I had the recording of me singing the song with the acoustic guitar, and that had been sitting on a DAT tape, digital audio tape, as you may recall. And I didn't know really that I had it until the pandemic, when I did what everybody else did, which was root around in the garage, in the basement, and you find a box. And so I heard it, just the vocal and guitar. I sent it in an email to the members of Wanderlust who live around the country in the United States, and they sent back their overdubs onto the old tape, and that became what we're listening to now.
Thank you Scott.
Sure.
My second guest is Suzie Brown. En die gaat het interview doen met Scott en Suzie. Hallo Jan.
Hi. Hi Suzie. Hi Scott.
Hi.
First of all, Scott is an ambitious musician and documentary maker. You are a cardiologist.
That's right.
How did a cardiologist from Boston and a musician from Philadelphia meet up and live now in
Nashville?
Nashville, Tennessee?
Well, you know what happens when you ask a married couple how they met? You get two different versions, depending
Let
on
them
who
both.
had it.
Let them hear both.
All right. We were both living in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I had done my cardiology training there. We both actually moved to Philly about the same time. We met at a friend's wedding.
Suzie was born in Montreal. That's where it started.
We basically met up at a mutual friend's wedding. We didn't even know we knew the same person. Danced on the dance floor, barely talked, but sweating, dancing, having a great time. And 2 weeks later, we pretty much knew we were going to get married.
Scott, we started this program with a track from your band, Wanderlust.
Yeah.
Is there a German connection? Because that's a German term.
Yeah, I didn't know that until later, which was really cool. I never knew the word until Paul McCartney released his Tug of War album. And on his Tug of War album is the song Wanderlust. You know that one? Light out, Wanderlust, help us to be free. Captain says there'll be a bust. This one's not for me. I love that song so much. And I was just looking at the record and I'm like, that's it, Wanderlust. At the time, that word wasn't as popular. I feel like it's become more popular in the last 30 years. So I thought that was great because we really wanted to get out of Philadelphia where we all lived and travel and, you know, really do it, make records and see the world. So it was a fitting name.
You made one album. You just said in the introduction that there was a second album. Was it released later on?
Yeah.
Because there was a comeback of the band, right?
Sort of. So the first album was called Prize, which is the song I'm doing today on the radio is I Walked. So that was the single. The album was called Prize. RCA put that out. Then we recorded the second album, and they didn't put it out because typical record company problems.
Well, your second album did get
Oh yeah,
put out by...
the second album we recorded actually did get put out by on the Not Lame label.
But there was a reunion, wasn't there?
There was actually 2 reunions.
Uh-huh.
We did a reunion in 2010, was it, Suze? And then anyway, but more recently during the pandemic, we all sent tracks to each other via Dropbox and email, and we managed to put all of our overdubs together just by online, and then sent it to our friend Cliff Hillis to mix, and released that during the pandemic. Was it during? I guess it was during the pandemic, and it's called All of You, like all, you. And anyway, that's the song Corduroy Moon.
That we
there.
just heard at the beginning of the program.
And that was that was so great for us because, like everybody, we were very lonely during the pandemic, and just to reconnect with old friends was really nice. Of course, when the pandemic was over, everybody went their own separate ways.
Suzie, there's an interview with you online in which you say, "I feel the most free when I'm singing."
Yeah, that's right.
Do you consider being a cardiologist or a musician as your most important part of your career?
Oh, I feel like it's like asking me whether I like my right leg or my left leg better. They're both such important parts of me. I value different things about them, though. I do feel like being a doctor is one of my callings. It's partly that I have a gift of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
My kids like to ask everyone, what's your superpower? I think one of my superpowers is empathy.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk into a stadium and tell you how everybody in that room is feeling. And it's both what makes me a good doctor and what makes being a doctor so difficult for me. Mm-hmm. Because emotionally, I really bear a bigger burden, I think, than some other people. I also love that I love to be of service. I love the feeling that there's no day I've ever gone to work that I wonder why I went. And especially during difficult times like during the pandemic, to have such a strong sense of purpose, that's what got me through. Even though it was scary to be in the hospital during the pandemic, I also felt like this is what I do, and this is important. This is the role I play. I really value that. On the other hand, it's a really giving specialty. Everyone else comes first before you. And that is tiring. And music is the most narcissistic thing in the world. It's just like, this is how I'm feeling now. This is how I'm feeling now. This is all about me. Like me now. This is how I feel now. So it's just a place where I can really focus inward and remember who I am. Scott will ask me after a hard week in the ICU, Scott will ask me, how are you? And I'll say, I have no idea.
Uh-huh.
I get so far away from myself because you have to
Yep,
just get
yeah,
through.
yeah.
So I really value both parts.
But you had a musical career before you finished your studies, no?
No,
No?
I never gave myself even permission to think that I could do this. I'm a rule follower. I grew up, it's like an immigrant mentality that I grew up in. Like you follow the rules, you get an education, you know, you serve others, duty, you know. And my parents were both doctors. And not that they were opposed to being a musician. I just never even dreamed I could do that. And I realized towards the end of my cardiology training, that was when I started writing songs and performing them in Philadelphia. And I realized I just couldn't live without that.
Yeah.
So it was really at the tail end of my cardiology training that I started writing songs.
I see.
I was 34 when I wrote my first song.
You both made an album. I don't know if it was released physically, but which is called Our Album Doesn't
Yeah.
Like You Either. Isn't that a bit too defensive?
Yes, yes.
I'll give you 3 guesses. Which of us thought of that name? Me or Scott?
You know, I think that was inspired by the way the world is these days compared to those days, which is we know everybody's opinion. You can't do anything without hearing 800 people's opinion, and so knowing that, it's like I was thinking, well, somewhere someone's gonna go, you know, I don't like this album, and they didn't even hear it, or they heard it, they didn't like it. So I said, let's just call it, This Album Doesn't Like You Either.
I think also it was we have 2 kids, 2
Yep.
daughters.
Yep.
Our daughter Josephine was about 9 months old, 9 or 10 months old, and we had just moved to Nashville about a year before, and I had just found out I was pregnant with Chloe. So we were in family mode, kind of, but we also still felt the need, let's just make an album. But we weren't at a phase of our careers where we were going to hit the road and tour on it hard and promote it. This was an album for us. And so it was also sort of, that was also the spirit of it. You can like it or you can not. This is for us.
Yeah.
This is just because this is what we do, and we don't know how to live life without making albums.
First song on that album, I always forget, I wrote with Oliver Wood.
Oh, yeah, from the Wood Brothers.
Yep. Pretty well known in this country as well. Yeah.
40 op radio. Listen to the music.
I made 60s records, small towns and city scenes. I made of a million memories. I am my mother's daughter, made in the breeze of summer. I'm made of peaceful melodies.
Na Ad van der Veen hoorde je een lied waar Suzie meer van weet. Suzie, what can you tell me about this song?
So this song I wrote with the woman who's the band Blackbird, a Dutch artist. We were set up to write a song back in 2019 by Judy Blank, who's another Dutch artist, who's a good friend. And we met up in Nashville. Meryl, the artist, was in Nashville writing songs, so we met up at Ilse de Lange's house in Nashville, Tennessee, and wrote a song that ended up being on Blackbird's previous album. And then the pandemic hit, and nobody was traveling anywhere, but Meryl and I continued to write songs together over FaceTime, Zoom. And the first one we wrote after that initial one was this one, Built and Broken. She reached out to me and said, I have some songs you want to try writing over Zoom. And the only time we could find was during the summer when our children were supposed to be in summer camp, except that our older daughter was too afraid for me to leave camp. So I was sitting in the parking lot of her summer camp just so that she would give the camp a try in my car, and they wouldn't let me into the building because it was the pandemic. So I just sat in my car, and we wrote Built and Broken from my car.
Great story. And you know 3 Dutch singer-songwriters. Huh?
I don't know
Yeah.
Ilse de Lange personally. I've just been in her house.
All right.
Yeah.
Judy Blank.
Judy Blank, is a really good friend. And actually, Judy and I wrote Till I Make It to You.
Yeah. And Merel Coleman, known as Blackbird.
Yep.
En dan nu, waar het eigenlijk allemaal om gedraaid in dit uur. Suzie Brown en Scot Sax live hier in Oude Kerk in Studio Zorg.
I never loved you. I never loved you. I never loved you like I love you now. I always lied to you. I always lied to you. I always lied to you when I said I could live without. I never needed love. I never needed love. Nothing but shadows and doubts. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. But everything. I never needed love. I never needed love. Nothing but shadows and doubts. I never needed love. I never needed love like I need it now. I never loved you. I never loved you. I never loved you like I love you now.
Yeah, we got a sitting ovation.
That one was called I Never Loved You.
Should I do, well, maybe I'll do the song that from my band Wanderlust.
gray water up in the sky, dripping down on the city at night. I'm walking, I'm running, I'm standing still. I turn around and look down on the folks on the hill. I loved you, and I walked until the night was far behind. I walked until the sun opened my eyes. I walked until I forgot what was mine. Then I made up my mind. All the tables were turning, we sat stone face to face. The waitresses were humming, you gotta get out of this place. Reflection in the window looked like you and I. Someone started humming, it was 1999. I love you, and I walked until the night was far behind. I walked until the sun opened my eyes. I walked until I forgot what was mine. Then I made up my mind. And she was far behind. Something caught my eye. Two lovers side by side. Hey! Oh, baby, I walked until the night was far behind. I walked until the sun opened my eyes. I walked until I forgot what was mine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I think that was 3, right? We'll do one more.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
We're gonna do almost there?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Almost
almost there.
Almost there.
This is the one we told you about yesterday.
Oh, yes.
We were singing to the kids when we were almost there.
Okay.
Bikinis on, but it ain't quite summer. Too late for lunch, too early for dinner. Sitting on your porch, but nobody's home. Wearing shoes that I've outgrown. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost where I wanna be. It's almost here. here. It's almost here. Oh, so near. But out of reach. Oh, aspiration. Call for inspiration. Perspiration. Just as frustration in my mind calculation. You'll be almost there. Almost there. Almost where you won't be. Almost here. Almost here. Oh, so near. But out of reach.
Nou, geweldig. Suzie Brown en Scot Sax live hier in Studio Zorg, zoals Jan Donkers zei. Je hoorde achtereenvolgens I Never Loved You. De originele kwam van het album Drawing From Memory uit 2018 van Scot Sax. En als tweede hoorde je I Walked van de band Wanderlust van Scott. Van het album Prize uit 1995. En tenslotte nummer 3, Almost There. Origineel uit 2013 van het album met dezelfde titel van Suzie Brown. En dat is natuurlijk mooi verdeeld. Eén liedje van Scott, één liedje van zijn oude band Wanderlust en een liedje van Suzie. En ik ga nu verder met het volgende lied. Maar voordat ik dat doe, ga ik eerst Jan Donkers bedanken voor zijn interview. Well, last song now already. Yeah, but already we had a lot to talk. So
Yeah, this is
great.
last songs, lot to talk.
This
Yeah.
is the most music we've heard since being in Amsterdam.
Okay.
It's very different than Nashville. In Nashville, there's music everywhere, coming out of speakers and cars and cafes
Street
and restaurants and
performers.
street performers. And to be honest, it was really nice not to have all that noise pollution. It was nice
Yeah.
and quiet. I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's forbidden, I think, hey Jan?
Well, come and stay at my apartment.
We would have. We would
Yeah,
have
we
loved
would.
it.
On boats.
On both.
Yeah, on boats, yes.
Dit is 40 Up. Listen to the music.